We're in a pretty vulnerable place right now in this country, something I've definitely never seen in my lifetime, when Americans can't even afford McDonald's anymore because fast food used to be the type of food that people relied on when money was tight, and it has officially crossed over the line from being cheap to now a luxury for a lot of people. And this is hitting people who make good money as well, guys. Let's look at a real world example in order to demonstrate. Here's a guy in Kenosha, Wisconsin, who's raising 4 kids, working a low 6-figure job as a content marketer. He's not struggling in the traditional sense. He's doing everything right, but he says that the biggest battle every night is the McDonald's drive-thru. I have to laugh a little bit because if that's your biggest struggle in life, that's definitely first world problems, but let's roll with it and see. But he says week after week after going through the drive-thru, he watches his total climb higher and higher, and he says you can't even get a large fry anymore for under $5. This is in Wisconsin, guys, America's heartland. You know, this isn't even in California or New York or other really high cost of living areas. And guess what? Every kid wants fries, and when you're feeding a family, that adds up quick. You're talking 20 bucks just for the kids to eat French fries. And ever since the fast food prices have shot up during the pandemic, they haven't come down, and it's really no longer the budget option that it used to be. They talked to another guy who's a construction worker in Indiana, and he admits that his crew eats fast food basically every day, which is pretty awful, especially for your health. But even they're starting to pull away as they don't see the value anymore. And the problem is, for decades, basically throughout its entire existence, McDonald's was a lifeline. It was a social safety net because if you were broke, you could still get a hot meal for just a few bucks. I mean, back when they had the dollar menu, you could actually get a cheeseburger for $1. If you were a low-wage worker or you're living out of your car, you could still eat. But now, people on tight budgets have nowhere left to turn besides the food banks. So the question is now, has McDonald's and really the fast food industry priced itself out of existence? Because if the prices are far beyond what their typical customer can afford, how much longer are they going to keep patronizing those restaurants? Back in the year 2000, a Big Mac cost $2.24. By the middle of 2025, the average price was $6, and even after adjusting for inflation, the sandwich should only cost around $4.22. Well, that's probably because McDonald's even knows that the real inflation numbers are much higher. They're talking about the fake inflation numbers that we've been told over the past 5 years. But they're claiming that that means the Big Mac is about 40% more than it should be. A quarter pounder meal more than doubled from $5.39 back in 2014 to $11.99 as of 2024, probably even more than that now. 10-piece McNuggets meal went from $7.19 back in 2019 to $9.19 as of 2024. And across 10 of the most popular menu items, average prices have roughly doubled on all of the McDonald's menu. And that's leading to about 80% of American consumers now saying that fast food feels like a luxury. And McDonald's is paying for it big time because in the 2025 American Consumer Satisfaction Index, McDonald's now ranks dead last among 23 major fast food chains for the 3rd year in a row. And I've been covering McDonald's downfall for a while now, and it just continues to get worse for them. And yeah, they are affected by higher prices, guys. They have to pay more for beef and chicken. They have to pay more for wages. They have to pay more in operating costs. It's not like McDonald's is immune from inflation. But for these families that are saying this costs too much and it feels like a luxury, it doesn't really matter why the prices went up. The only thing that matters is that the price is too high. This guy says, you know, we've all felt inflation, but how did the dollar menu become the $3 menu in just a couple of years? And it's not just McDonald's, of course. Popeyes, for example, has seen their prices rise 86% over the past 10 years. Taco Bell is up around 81% in the past 10 years. Chipotle's up 75%. And Wendy's saw prices jump 35% in just 1 year. And the CEO of McDonald's knows this is a problem, and that's why they've been trying to focus on affordability and bring back affordability a little bit since they introduced their $5 meal deal last year. And it kind of worked a little bit initially, but nowhere near as much as they were hoping it would. It doesn't help either that a lot of these deals are hidden behind the McDonald's apps and digital coupons and limited time offers, member exclusive deals and all that nonsense. People just want to be able to walk in or go to the drive-thru and order something. Now, if you go inside, you can't even talk to anybody. You got to order on the kiosk and do self-checkout. You know, if you're going through the drive-thru, you might not even be talking to a real person anymore. It could be AI. Nobody wants to be ordering things through the app or try to figure out if they're getting the best deal or not. And it just feels like the whole game is designed to, you know, rope people into their system, and all while making it completely inconvenient. And kind of the whole premise of fast food is that it's a convenient, fast, and cheap solution, and it's really none of those things anymore. It's not really convenient anymore when you got to jump through hoops to get the best deal, and it's definitely not cheap. It might still be fast sometimes. I can tell you one thing, the In-N-Out Burger in Mill Valley is not really that fast, guys. I remember I had to sit there one time and wait 15 minutes for our meal to be ready, and it's always busy there. And it's like, man, I've gone to sit-down restaurants where you wait the same amount of time and the food comes out. Like, it's kind of crazy that it's really not that fast, even though it's technically fast food.